Arriving at Norwegian Air Force Base Bodø, Norway, are the first of 10 US Marine Corps AV-8B Harrier IIs, assigned to Marine Attack Squadron 223, nicknamed the Bulldogs, 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing. The US Marine Corps pilots and aircraft maintainer crews are here to participate in Exercise Cold Response 2022. Exercise Cold Response 22 is a biennial Norwegian national readiness and defence exercise that takes place across Norway, with participation from each of its military services as well as from 26 additional North Atlantic Treaty Organisation allied nations and regional partners. The exercise organised by Norway has been long planned, so it is not a response to the war in Ukraine. Information from the Norwegian Ministry of Defence about the objective of the exercise states, "The important part of CR22 to train the Norwegian Armed Forces in enhancing the defence of Norway." The AV-8B Harrier II is a single-engine ground attack aircraft that constitutes the second generation of the Harrier jump jet family, capable of vertical or short takeoff and landing. The aircraft is primarily employed in light attack or multi-role missions, ranging from close air support of ground troops to armed reconnaissance. As well as the US Marine Corps, the AV-8B II is also operated by the Spanish and Italian Navy. This famous aircraft, a product of the Cold War era, along with its long-retired predecessor, the Hawker Siddeley Harrier, is now in its twilight years, but has certainly marked its place in aviation history, taking part in many conflicts, most notably the Falklands War in 1982, which saw the RAF Harrier GR3 and Sea Harriers conduct over 2,000 Harrier sorties, equivalent to 6 sorties per day per aircraft. A British variant of the AV-8B developed from the Hawker Siddeley Harrier and derived from the McDonnell Douglas AV-8B Harrier II was the British Aerospace Harrier II. They are seen here returning from Afghanistan missions in 2009. An aircraft which was developed for the British military, while another, the TAV-8B, is a dedicated 2-seat trainer. The British Aerospace Harrier II saw action in Bosnia, Iraq and Afghanistan. In December 2010, Great Britain retired early its fleet of Harrier II. First introduced into British service in 1989, the aircraft seen here, operating off the deck of HMS Illustrious, RO6, are actually US Marine Corps AV-8B Harriers, filmed in 2007 as part of a major interoperability exercise, marking the first time that an American aviation unit of this scale has been embarked aboard a foreign warship. This particular exercise projected the importance given to the battle-hardened Harriers by both the Royal Navy and US Marine Corps, with high praise a few years earlier given to the aircraft by US Army General Norman Schwarzkopf, who named the US Marine Corps Harrier II as one of several important weapons in the Gulf War. HMS Ark Royal RO7 conducted what was to be the very last Harrier interoperability exercises with the US Marine Corps AV-8B Harriers during Capella strike operations in May 2010. On the 11th of March 2011, in a move that astounded the Royal Navy, the British Navy flagship was retired early. The controversial Harrier retirement announcement and subsequent rapid culling of the aircraft, especially after so much was spent upgrading the Harrier fleet to DR9 standard, was to leave the Royal Navy without any fixed-wing carrier-capable aircraft. By the way, the Sea Harriers were retired completely by 2006. The Harrier fleet wasn't replaced until the first Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II RAF squadron became operational in 2018. HMS Illustrious, a light aircraft carrier, was herself, after 32 years of service, decommissioned in 2014. The Royal Navy was then left without an aircraft carrier for the first time in nearly a century, until the commissioning of the first of the 2 Queen Elizabeth class aircraft carriers in December 2017. It would be nearly 10 years later, in August 2020, that American and British aircraft could once again train together on a British aircraft carrier. this time on the newly commissioned 65,000 tons, 280 metres long HMS Queen Elizabeth RO8. This time the interoperability exercise involved US Marine Corps and Royal Air Force latest aircraft, the F-35 Lightning II. This brings us back to the US Marine Corps AV-8B Harrier II, which saw action in Afghanistan from 2001, Iraq War in 2003, and operations in Libya in 2011 and 2016. The US Marine Corps also deployed aircraft in support of contingency and humanitarian operations, providing fixed-wing air cover and armed reconnaissance in Somalia throughout the 1990s, and in Libya 1990, 96 and 2003, Rwanda 1994, Central African Republic 1996, Albania 1997, Zaire 1997 and Sierra Leone 1997. These operations took their toll on the United States Marine Corps fleet. In a move to help keep the AV-8B Harrier II operational until 2030, the United States Navy in November 2011 purchased the UK's fleet of 72 retired BAE Harrier IIs. The deal also included replacement engines to provide spares for the existing United States Marine Corps Harrier II fleet. In 2014, the Marine Corps decided to retire the AV-8B sooner than originally planned, cancelling potential enhancements to keep the AV-8B Harrier up to date, and instead transitioning Marine Corps Harrier squadrons to F-35B Lightning II. The F-35B began replacing the Harrier II in 2016, with the Harrier II expected to continue limited service until 2025. However, plans changed again in 2021, with the US Department of the Navy announcing a $123 million contract to keep the US Marine Corps remaining Harrier fleet operational until 2029. As of 2022, through retirement of Harriers from the VMA 214, the Black Sheep Squadron, only 3 operational squadrons remain. These are VMA 231 Ace of Spades, VMA 542 Tigers, and as featured here in the video, VMA 223 Bulldogs, leaving approximately 48 operational United States Marine Corps Harrier IIs. The Italian Navy and Spanish Navy's small fleet of Harriers remain operational, with no firm confirmation of retirement dates or any confirmed news on a possible replacement. Thanks for watching.